Hello friends, my name is Arshil Goyen, and I am so excited today to be introducing you to Thus Vintage. We are going to be speaking with Varak and Elizabeth, the owners of the shop, and we are at 2879 Dundas Street West in Toronto, Canada, and it is very, very cold, so I'm looking forward to heading inside. Okay, so sitting here today with Varak and Elizabeth.
Hello.
Hello, this is our first of this series. I can't imagine a better place to do this in. What was the genesis of Thus? Was there a moment you both knew you were going to do it? If so, what was that moment?
I had always known that Varak had wanted to have a business of some kind one day. I had already had experience in fashion. I've been modeling for about 14 years now. So in that, I'd started very young. And as I learned about the industry and gained experience in it, I realized that I had a real passion towards vintage and vintage clothing. So
the fact that Elizabeth worked in fashion, I had a respect towards art, clothes, fashion, etc. It was like a very much all-encompassing thing. And I think it was a great combination of both our passions.
How has the store shaped your relationship? And in turn, how has your relationship shaped the store?
When I decided to propose to Elizabeth, I thought a creative way would be to have a mural painted on the side of our business with big letters saying, "Elizabeth, will you marry me?" Which became like a talking point to anybody who walked in. They would say, "Hold on, Elizabeth, did she say yes?"
nothing has really truly been left to chance. I feel like we've been very intentional with what we wanted the future to look like for us, and with the shop came a lot of permanence. So it's been great. Like, a lot of our relationship has happened here.
You're drawn to objects and clothing with past lives. How do you honor those stories and engage the community in a way that does them justice?
I feel like people like to know what they're buying. I do, anyways. And so a lot of research. The longer we've been around, we've found new ways of identifying key features and finding the year that certain items were made. Like, there are so many identifying marks on these items that you just need to know to look for.
It was a nice talking point when somebody comes in. It's like, "Yo, those are cool pants." Yes, they are. And did you know that they were made by such and such? And it's story time and it's conversation. And I think we like talking to people. So I think it's a good way to kind of add context to like each garment or each piece that we present.
When someone like my mom wants to come in and bring her objects, what kind of objects should she have in mind to bring in? What maybe aren't you interested in as much?
So I would say, because we do have a smaller place, we do have to be a little bit more intentional about the items that we bring in. Right off the bat, we always want to acquire wool, cotton, silk, linens, all natural fibers. Baseline things that we try not to accept would be fast fashion. So that would be Zara, H&M, Shein, more like modern pieces in that sense, but always looking for a vintage gem. Something that's unexpected, unique, something that will catch your eye and like last.
We do like lots of custom hand embroidery pieces. And sometimes a garment is like from a different decade. Yeah, sure, it's stained, but there's still life to it. So
of course,
apart from like saying, okay, game over, we're gonna throw it away, we like to give it like a new life and like repurpose it. So
yeah, a lot of the mending we can do in store. Like, if seams are coming apart, it's very easy for me to put it back together.
We have like a front glass window. And it's interesting because I remember when we saw this space, like, whoa, that's where you have to be, right there, free theater for people.
And I was like, I'll be in the basement. He's like, no.
It's interesting because people very much enjoy seeing that, like, draws people in, and it's, they're surprised that, like, oh, like, is that a person? I'm like, well, yeah, she's breathing and moving.
So it's people sometimes though. Like, I'll be working away at something and I guess I'll be very focused, and then I'll move, and someone walking by, I'll hear them scream outside. I'm like,
So there's a really strong Canadian cultural thread here. You collect memorabilia from Canadian culture and history, but there's also a not so subtle nod to Armenian culture. How does that feed into the space? How do you strike a balance between representing the Canadian space and the Armenian identity within that?
My connection to both being a proud Canadian and being a proud Armenian is pretty seamless or effortless. I don't try to do it. It's what I know. I'm privileged enough to be able to be both. And some of it is subconscious and some of it is more like in a conscious effort, we have that Armenian Hall of Fame because the shop is very much a reflection of our own living space. And my partner in life in the business is a proud Canadian and the newest proud honorary member of the tribe, right? So it just the things that we grew up loving and enjoying is it comes quite like naturally.
How has the Armenian community responded to this space and specific Armenian references?
We have it's a collection, or it's a playwright, Hrant Alyanak. It's his book. I love that book, and we have it in our bookcase. And when somebody came in and they were commenting on it, and we made a conversation about the Dora Awards and theater, and they were not aware of Hrant's work, and Hrant had conveniently come into the shop about a week before. So the photograph that Hrant has used in that book was a photograph that my dad had taken 30 years ago. It's very much full circle, and I almost feel lucky enough to be I don't want to say ambassador, but being able to extend that Armenian Toronto culture to the masses.
Thank you both so much for the time, for the energy today, for bringing me into your store, giving us a sense of your relationship, of how your relationship has formed this place. What a beautiful thing to be a part of. Thank you.
No, pleasure's all ours. Thank you so much for giving us the time and the energy. We appreciate you. So.